It's your boy Flawless, and we here with GVO Sound Network, and we got some legends in the building. Coming from Annapolis, Maryland, of course, you know I'm from Annapolis also. We got D, and then we got the GOAT here too. You know, you done seen him everywhere. You done seen him on the NFL, the NBA, Disney, the Ellen Show. You didn't even seen him on
America's Got Talent. You know, you see them at...
Hold on. Nickelodeon.
the biggest.
He said
Oh, you say that? Oh, I was going to say,
that. You know who it is.
Yeah, we here, man. It's my brothers, though. You know where we at with it. So, I kind of want to get into it, of course, for the viewers that don't know you. Like, getting into your journey. Like, did you ever think that you would be making it to this level of music or acting or...
I wouldn't say no or yes, honestly, because, you know, I can't just say no. I could imagine myself here. You know, this was always my goals, my dreams. You know, growing up, it was always, you know, for me, football. I always knew what I wanted to do, either football or music. I never knew I was going to get into rapping. I'm going to get into acting, my fault. Yeah. But it was always either one of those goals. So, you know, growing up, you know, this was always, you know, plan A. So, you know, just being able to, you know, do music and acting at the same time is just truly a blessing. But genuinely, I never imagined myself at this position right now, you know. But all it takes is really just a great supportive system, really, you know, my dad and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know. Right. So, because I always see, like, you, early on, you was always still posting the football. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was wondering, like, did you have dreams of going to the NFL?
Yeah, growing up, definitely. You already know, Geno's Highway. You already know, rather than Annapolis. But yeah, it was definitely either one of those, music or football. You know, on YouTube, that's all I was watching. Either musicians, music videos, or football highlights. But yeah, you know, I took the music route, and you know, it's paying off now. It's a blessing.
Yes, it is.
You already know.
Like I say, you'd have been on Drake Instagram. So like, that was the first viral moment, wasn't it?
No, the first viral moment was Bryson Tiller's "Don't."
Don't. Yeah.
That was my first viral moment. You know, I was young. I didn't really know what was going on for real. I just got a haircut, Moon's Barbershop. So like, I didn't really know what was going on for real. I just knew that, like, you know, I was popping a little bit. But you know, I was young. I was chilling for real.
I mean, I don't know. That's tough. Like, so what do you enjoy most doing? Did you ever, like, so what do you feel most at home with? Rapping, the acting, or or like just doing content in general?
I ain't gonna lie, doing content is kind of hard for me because, like, I'm be honest, my page get ran like by my people's, like my parents and stuff like that. I don't really get into the content as much because I already know if I would have ran Official Young Dylan, so you would not see no posting at all.
It'd be turned up. It'd be turned up or no posting.
It's no posting at all. I say it would not be.
And it's crazy because like that is like, it's a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I work with an artist now. He won't post for nothing.
It's just.
But it's like, if you in that, where you at in your position, you have to post.
Yeah, you gotta keep
the viewers engaged.
So that's why I'm so cool with them running my page, honestly. But honestly, if I ran my page, it would be no posting at all. Cause that's like without me being Young Dilla, I feel like without all of this, even if I like had a regular life, I wouldn't be posting at all. Like, I wouldn't probably have no social media at all. But honestly, where I feel most at home at would definitely have to be music, because I started off with music. This is like what I started. This is what people notice me for, and that's how I got all my opportunities from. You know, all of my opportunities has something to do with, you know, entertaining and music. So I would definitely say I feel most at home with music. But you know, acting is kind of, you know, another home now. You know, I've been doing this since I was about 8 years old, 9 years. I started doing it 8 years old, 9 years old. So yeah,
that's what I was ready to say, because now it's more so. It looked like for a while it shifted to acting because your show, Tyler Perry's Young Dylan on Nickelodeon. So I'm like, well, maybe he like acting way more than music now. But then I've noticed the transition. Like, now you're making more music geared to your age group. So now I see that, which You got new music dropping soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, my song. I just dropped the song like a month or two ago called Mass Appeal.
That's a hit.
Yeah,
That's a hit.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. And I also have another song called "It's On Me" coming out June 20th. So yeah, you already know. But yeah, I try to balance it out kind of. At some points I need to take a break from one job just because I'm just busy in the other, but I try to like really balance it out. But music is just gonna always stay, honestly.
All right, so speaking of balance, it's a question for Dad. So how did you balance this life and coming from where we come from in Annapolis, small town? Nobody has ever done this on this scale of what he's doing. How did you, I guess, balance your life to switch your whole life to even, that's your job now?
That's a good question. I think it was easy actually, because I'm gonna tell you the first thing is you're doing it with your son, so it's fun when we do it. I call it, me and my homeboy, we talk about this all the time. We took advantages of our advantage. That's what we did. He had a viral moment. We ran with it. I ain't know nothing that was going on and how to fill it out and everything. But
you just had to learn everything for real.
You take hustling to what it is now. You know what I'm saying? To the corporate world also.
100%.
And we don't play around.
At all.
That's what it is.
Mean business.
Yeah.
Because you see stories where a lot of young stars get taken advantage of. But it's hard for that to happen because his parents.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's dead.
Which his parents, they do it a lot too. But it's like we see, like, of course, people that don't know you and have been seeing y'all and have met y'all have a great relationship,
Absolutely.
great bond, and it don't seem like work. Like you said, it's fun.
Yeah.
So we have just a conversation that everybody always have, right? Like these stories about, not to throw everybody out there, all Kelly's and the Diddy that's going on right now. Parents will take the kids and say, okay, this is all Kelly. I'm gonna throw him in the studio with him and drop him off at somebody's house.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
Never.
You know what I'm saying? We black families, and that's not just only my son, that's my man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let nobody ever do nothing to him. You know what I'm saying? So
Ever.
Or take advantage of that situation or anything. So I'm always be there.
Yeah.
You want to be there anyway. That's what any parent.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. I know, like, one thing, I know my parents ain't never gonna put me in a situation where, like, I feel uncomfortable or I don't want to be there. Because, they notice that. When you have a kid, you just notice all of that for real.
100%. Because I've met your mom, and he knew me since I was a baby, since I was little, so running around. But I met your mom when I forgot where we was at, when y'all had the dog. It was like at football. It was like some football something, so I met her there. All right, so being from Annapolis, of course, in Anne Arundel County, very small. We probably have 40,000 people here. What advice do you have to other kids or other parents that's trying to make it out of here and doing the same thing that you're doing?
Go ahead first.
It's a question for both.
What advice I could give? The advice I could give is really, like I said earlier on, all it takes is a good supportive system and, knowing what you want to do. Like, really, just knowing what you want to do, honestly. But I really feel like, the best thing to do is just keep people around you that you trust. And it just all comes into play with, what you want to do, what's your dreams and what's your goals and how hungry you are for it, honestly.
I think my biggest thing is go with your gut, go with your first instinct. I don't think nobody wrote a book on how to do this, and especially being from where we from.
Yeah.
I had to learn everything on the fly. You know what I'm saying? Parenting.
Yeah,
Learn on the
parenting.
fly for real. So go with your gut. You're gonna make some mistakes. It might not be right, but I always feel as though this is our plan, this is our goal, this is our path. So that's what we're gonna shoot for.
Yeah.
If it's wrong, we're gonna fix it the next time, and we're gonna get them.
You gotta learn from it.
That's it.
100%. Another question for Dad. So, how do you feel about the opportunities that he has been given over the years?
I feel excited about it. It's blessed for real. Especially I know how he is, and you get a teenager now. You see him from here to here.
Yes.
It's tough sometimes. You know what I'm saying? He don't always want to do the work all the time. I mean, you ask him, like you said, he don't like to be on social media a lot, and you gotta have a balance. Whereas though, your kid, he needs time to himself sometimes. You don't want to overwork him, but he got to know, and I want him to know, like, you got a team, you taking care of a lot of people with what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I always put in his head to focus on that part. You know what I'm saying?
'cause
So
you taking care of other people, which is
You are.
understandable.
Well, I be knowing that.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know.
Which is understandable because you're still a kid.
Yeah.
But what I do admire is, which most people don't allow their kids to do, is to still be a kid.
absolutely.
And that's what makes y'all stand out because,
Yeah.
like you say, he just transitioning in the music aspect of just like the flexing part of it, and it's still not disrespectful. It's still not cussing all in it, and it's still kid friendly. So.
Yeah.
I appreciate that the most because
Yeah.
obviously I got kids and I be telling them the same. Like I appreciate that my kids just still be kids. They're not acting like adults.
You don't want to. That's just a parent. That's just regardless of this right now. You just my parenting skills and how I go about life is, we sit down probably once a week, once a month, and just discuss life.
Yeah.
If he told me today he ain't want to do this no more, that's what it'll be. Pops will go back to work, or do what I do, and then that's what it'll be. You know what I'm saying? We'll live like that. But it's fun, man. The journey is fun when you start meeting new people and networking and seeing that this can go to the moon. You know what I'm saying? And
Like
inspiration is, the money come in.
Yeah, 100%.
Real rap, hey.
You know what I'm saying? That's a big, motivation for
No,
anybody.
100%. Because like I say, when you gotta think, this a couple years ago, and random. I'm in California, y'all in California. You hit me like, come through.
Yeah.
Mind you, my flight in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I say, okay, I'm changing my flight. And I came right out there. They COVID tested me and everything. I'm like, I'm in here now.
Yeah, I think what was it, Puma?
Yeah,
Puma
It was the
with
Puma shoe recorded.
Yep. And that was fire. And then I seen all the promo come out like a couple months later or whatever came. I'm sitting with people. I'm like, I was there.
And you got
And that was dope.
You took the advantage of your advantage. You
Yes.
Network. You,
Literally.
You showed what you talk to the makeup.
Yeah,
person.
talk to the makeup person. Like
Everybody.
we friends on Instagram right now. Like I always hit her up like when she on like they on different shoots and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's dope. I just like seeing the process and experiencing everybody. Just meeting people. Sometimes it ain't what you know. Sometimes it's who you know.
Right.
So you can be gifted opportunities just from people you know and just being a good person.
Right. And that's true. People don't understand that part of it. Y'all probably just see Dylan or everybody see Dylan on social media, or when we home, he a regular kid. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
chilling like.
It's a lot that go into it. It's a lot. He work hard.
Yeah,
like,
it's a lot of
real.
work. And which most people don't think. He still does his schoolwork. He does school, has teachers wherever have his homeschooled even if he
homeschool.
still had to go to school. He was still getting it done. Obviously,
Still
Patel
go to
very well spoken. So it's like with everything that's going on, they still remain to get everything done that's supposed to be done.
That's the craziest part. Like he'll go to school, he'll go to an acting coach. He probably do once a week. We go acting coach.
Yeah.
He got study some scripts, which take a lot of time. All me and him do that.
I know that's
Gotta
hard.
do a self tape. He might got to do an audition for something. We got a studio in the basement now. You know what I'm saying? So he might got to write a rap. We got a producer send us beats. This is a day of work though, and he still got to go take the trash out.
That's real though.
Still gotta do that.
You still got to chores still got to get done in the house.
He still got to go wash clothes. You
Look.
know what I'm saying? Though we gonna eat. You gonna cook something?
Yeah.
Still, it's him in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's still that.
Still getting
But
it done.
It's just real.
And I appreciate that. So, what else do you have coming musically? Like, do you have any features? You might can't talk about the features. You might got you got any big features projects coming soon?
Okay, so and yeah, as I said before, Master Pill just came out, and also I have a song dropping June 20th. It's on me. I also have, during the summer, I'm dropping songs like every once a month, two times a month, So, I'm just trying, get this music out there more. And then I also got another song dropping in August, if I'm not mistaken. We're gonna shoot music video and stuff like that. It's called I Need It. And the I Need It song has the sexy lady sample, the Go-Go John, the sexy lady. Yeah. So I put
That's
that sample
dope.
on there. That John hard. But yeah, we just dropping music for real.
DMV, like the DMV that
Yes,
go
sir,
go,
you already know.
they gonna feel that
Exactly.
for sure.
I'm just trying to turn the DMV. This home for real.
Yeah,
Finish this, I'm gonna let you hit.
yeah, that's probably dope. So far as that's music wise. So anything upcoming for like TV shows, movies?
Definitely. You already know my other shows that I have right now. You know, Kids Tonight Show, Tyler Perry's Young Dylan, Nickelodeon, NFL Slime Time. You know, all on Paramount Plus. And I also have a movie that I'm shooting this summer in Philly. I can't say too much about it, but I also have a movie coming out June 20th. Also, ELIO, Disney Pixar. Make sure y'all go watch it. You already know I play Bryce. You know, it's a great movie, great movie. You know, it's just truly a blessing being part of a Disney Pixar movie. You know, growing up. You know, Incredibles, you know, that was my type movie.
Yeah,
so, you know, just being a part of the production that was also a part of that, like, you know, it's just crazy.
Yeah, that's so. Do you like connect with your character a lot? Like, is the character like geared specifically to you, or?
I wouldn't say necessarily. I don't feel like I wouldn't say I fully connect to my character in a way. You know, it's differences. I see some similarities, but I mostly see differences. You know. He's more, you know, kind of, you know, nerdy, you know, he loves space, you know, he wants to learn all about that, which is cool, you know, that's very interesting, but, you know, you know, that's not me in real life, but I will say that, yes, I feel like, you know, I'm very connected to my character, I'm playing him, I'm playing him, but, I think the hardest thing about, you know, shooting with, like, when it's animated, it's probably like, you know, because you know you're in the studio, just like. And
that's what I was just about to ask. Like, how was that experience? Like, because it's not you on the camera anymore.
Yep.
Like, it's animated,
Exactly.
so you're just recording audio at this point.
I would say it's easier because like me, I have to know my lines. Like you really with that, you really don't got to know your lines, but you got to get hip on your lines, you know, to say it out perfectly, you know, how you wanted it to be. But you really don't have to remember your lines. But, you know, me and my dad, we go over the script. You know, we mainly, you know, see, you know, what's going on in the situation. You know, so I just have to get it in my head a little bit so I don't have to read it while I'm saying it. Because it's better when I just know it already. But the hardest thing about it might be having to imagine me in the setting of the movie, like in the situation, and like, how am I supposed to, you know, say this when I'm just in the studio, just standing up, just not doing this? But, you know, I think that might be the hardest thing. But once you get it and once you're comfortable with it, I think it's fine for real.
And that right here, that Disney Pixar, he had to explain to me how big it was. I didn't know, like Toy Story, Incredible, they budget.
That because you're old
head,
man. You're old head.
So
you're old head.
And I'm like, they budget crazy. They got a McDonald's toy and and I go to LA and I see these billboards everywhere.
Yo, it was so
because you gotta think because to him I'm considered an old head now, but I know all of that. I ain't you. You're an old head. You my old head. I'm his old head.
Pixar did send like all the Disney princesses movies, Dory, Ellen, Finding Dory, Finding Nemo, and
those all hits.
Yes, it's all crazy. And oh yeah, Cars, all of that. And yeah, it was so crazy. We was in LA. We just got there too. I'm riding my mans. We in the car chilling. My mans came to scoop me.
Hold up. Do you drive yet?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I be dipping, but like.
Do he drive yet?
Okay.
I haven't seen him drive yet.
Driving a little bit, like especially my driving teacher. You need to catch me my driving teacher. We be chilling. I be definitely dipping on the road.
No, my bad. I forgot. He got a driving teacher.
It's like a driving instructor. You know, I be dipping for real.
Regular driving school, though.
I don't like driving his car though.
You'll know here. He gonna bust out with something, so you'll know.
Oh, you already know. You already know. I'm gonna pull up on the fam. Be like, oh yeah, that's my new car type stuff. Like, you know, on some chill stuff. But yeah, I was just riding with my mans, and then we saw like the big promo, and I'm like, he was like, yo. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. And then they were setting up the premiere. I'm like, dang, yo. I'm looking. I'm like, yo, they really setting up. Like, I gotta go to this tomorrow. Like, you know, this some. I'm like, dang.
It's like it's crazy because you just see like even. Though you at that level, do you still get, it be moments you like, this is really me?
I ain't gonna lie, I never really thought about it that way until I went on a trip with my my acting homeboys. You know, they act and stuff like that. You know, they my homeboys though. You know, I knew them for, you know, since I was about 12. You know, I'm not as close with them as I am, of course, with
like that was 100 years though.
He got a different set of friends. So you know what I'm saying?
No, you do, because I got a different set of friends. Like my whole crew in here, like my whole team here. These are my friends, but we probably start working together 1.5 years ago. We always like known of each other, but we started hanging like 1.5 years ago. and we just clicked.
Yeah.
These friends, I'm not bringing to the friends, my other friends here, or these friends. You got separate friends for everything.
Yeah, like I'm not as close with them as I am for my friends with home, of course. You know, I grew up with all of them, but like they still, you know, my guys, you know. But like I never really thought about it that way as you saying it right now until I went on a trip with all of them. My dad rented us out a slingshot. You know, my man Jalen, he was driving, you know, he got
I think I seen it on Instagram. He did content.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, you know, we was just driving. He was like, bro, like, we was listening at having our, it's like it's like the Migos and Drake song. We was listening to Having Our Way. And like Jalen was like, yo, we really having our way for real. I'm like, yo. I'm looking, we in the car, I'm like, oh, that's really crazy. Like, we really is. Like, yo, this is motion. Don't like, we pulled up to the beach, all the Johns, like, all the girls. Hey, we was Pineapple Willies. We all pulled up in the slingshot, got heavy aura. And I'm like,
You just imagine like how we grew up, and it's like,
man, we go Ocean City for summer, spring break, and all that. They flying out to Florida somewhere.
Yeah, like it's different. It was way different.
I be going to Ocean City, but like Panama City Beach is like Atlanta kids, Ocean City. So you know, all the Atlanta kids went on spring break.
We ain't have that though. When we was,
I be trying to explain to him, be like, yo,
we had Sandy Point.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Atlanta, holler at my homeboys. I'm like, yo, we wasn't doing that.
Yeah, we couldn't just do that.
I ain't gonna lie, I definitely be going to the parties. I got
like of course now, like we older now. Now we flying out. Of course, I fly.
I probably didn't get on my first plane until I was 20 something for real. You see what I'm saying?
Me
That's
too.
just real.
After high school, I took my first flight.
Yeah,
for real?
That's true.
Yeah, my first flight was to Puerto Rico.
I couldn't never get on my plane.
You been there?
Puerto Rico? No, I haven't been to Puerto Rico. I don't think. Yeah, I haven't been to Puerto Rico.
Y'all been out the country?
I've been.
Yeah, Canada. Yeah. Where else?
Of course, y'all probably went out for work, right? And for leisure, just for fun too.
Yeah.
He do that too.
Yeah.
Jamaica and stuff.
Jamaica.
Dad, I'm gone. I'll holler at you when I get back.
Yeah, that type of stuff.
I don't know. It's like, you know, a trust thing. You know, you gotta like, you know, all I know is the U.S. is like a trust. I'm like, dang, like, oh man, I don't trust being here a little bit, but yeah, you know, it's cool. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, that's probably the only moment where I really was like, dang, like, I really think about it. I'm like, yo, like, this is crazy. I'm not gonna lie, like, it's a blessing for real.
And I think the humble side, like, I think me going see like this, we going to this premiere and I seen his name come and go out the credits on the screen. That's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Not to mention, he got his own show though. You know what I'm saying? You know, stuff like that.
Crazy.
I don't know. I think when he do a tour, cause you know I think big, man. I think my son gonna be the biggest artist ever.
And he is.
You know what I'm saying? So when he do one of them tours in them stadiums, cause then I'll be like, oh,
I'm gonna turn that joint up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Cause like to the point, like, and that's like no matter where I go, like if it's him, y'all, anywhere I go, I'm pushing y'all stuff to everybody. Yeah, so I'm pushing your stuff. I'm pushing his music. I'm pushing. This is my video guy, right here. I'm giving out cards. I'm sending everybody cards. So it's like, it's better for. I'm just happy that I know everybody because it's like they always ask me like, well, why don't you do this, that? I feel like I was put here to help people and promote and push people. Even though I do everything, I do music, I do it all too. Right. But I'd rather, obviously, we in the studio. Right. But absolutely. I'm also just like helping people. I'd rather sit behind the scenes and help. That's me.
It's not you like to do. That's what you do.
Yeah,
but you
these,
do it all. Thinking about that, you cover all the bases. Right, you know, you doing promo, you doing videos, you do the studio, you doing clothing.
And they try to jump me. They try to jump me every day. You need to be doing the music. You need to be doing that. So how do y'all get to the point where you be like, all right, well, it's time to take a break for this. Let's switch it to, all right, it's time to get more music done now. Like,
so you want me to go first about that? Because what I think about that is probably what he different thinking about that. What do you think?
Where are we getting the most money at? Stick to it.
100%.
I think for anybody, man, if you want to do this, movies and TV, think about this. This is 100% profit. That music is fun. It's cool. You can blow, but that industry is different. Doe been on a label since he was what? When you sound like 10, 11 probably. It's a lot to it, but that shit ain't 100% profit like the movie.
No, it ain't.
You can get a check, and if you do good, you get a box office check. It's different. Believe that. You know, music, you get that advance. you know, you gonna get this money to, you know, but if you don't sell or do good, for real, contractually, you gotta get that money back to the label. For real,
Yes, you do, 100%.
People don't understand that.
How I think about it, you know, got a money mindset a little bit. Whatever field I'm getting, you know, most bread at, like, you know, I'm trying to stick, you know, I'm working for it, you know, I'm working in that field right now, because that's like, you know, I'm pushing this field a lot just because, you know, I'm knowing I'm getting a lot from it, you know, but music, I just can't let it go. But I know all it takes is time. So I you know, my dream really is to continue to do both fields, you know. I know I'm gonna have to take a break from, you know, whichever one. You know, of course I'm gonna have to take a break whenever I'm working, doing, you know, a 6-month movie, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, I'm always gonna find time to do, you know, always.
What you enjoy doing.
Exactly.
Because where we at, if we got something on our mind to say, you put in this
Put it in the notes
memo, and we'll bring the Airbnb where we at and put the studio there. We'll fly a producer out here.
Yeah, look,
and drop it right there. You know what I'm saying? But
that's dope.
I just want now, like, it's different from dealing with growing up doing music. I tell parents this that always reach out to me who got a kid who trying to get in the industry for us, that it's I've been in them label meetings with a young kid trying to do music. It's hard to do that when you got a young kid. You know, you can do the JoJo CY. It's not a lot of kids. This ain't back in the day when it was Bow Wow, Chris Brown now.
Not at all.
It's not back in the day with that. It ain't that easy. It's different because it was 500 kids doing it. Now there's 50,000 kids doing it. Every time you go on Instagram, so it's different. But now dealing in that transition way as though it's believable. I just want people to listen to this music, listen to what the fuck he's saying. Like, it's fire for real. I ain't just saying it because it's fire. He just had an album with Jermaine Dupri. I don't think nobody gonna be able to say that. He really got an album with Jermaine Dupri. Like, 100%. That's crazy. He was in the studio with Yo every day. Yo big. He older to us now, but that's big. So now when we sit up here and make music now, it's like, it's fire for real. I mean, just listen to what he's saying. Yeah. Listen to this. It ain't no joke. You know, man? That's what I'm saying. That's all. And it's believable now because he getting old. He's 16 now. So now, like you said, the music can translate to, all right, he can talk about some different shit now.
Yeah, he can talk about
what he really doing. He popping a little bit.
He popping it now, especially on the mass appeal. He was popping it.
I dumb it down so much coming from where we come from.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want nobody, you know. You want to be humble a little bit. Put it like that. You don't want to say too much. No, you don't want to do too much.
And when y'all very humble. Like,
you gotta be
it's crazy because sometimes you get crucified for being humble.
You do. I'm pretty sure you get the same thing. You can do that. Sometimes we like to pop, but you'll see some stuff, but you don't see too much. You know.
Yeah, and
we help who we help.
They don't. But if you're being humble, they don't like it. If you're not humble, they hate it.
It's that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Now, but he can get the pop a little more, you know.
Yeah, he's probably older now.
It's a different level when he do it.
Yeah. Look, today's money ain't the same as yesterday's money. Like,
saying it to say it, believe it.
They living it.
No, I be dragging a little bit, but you know, I just how I remain, you know, humble. Like, you know, it's just like really, you know, how I grew up. Honestly, you know, just stay humble. Honestly, you know, just take your blessings and, you know, keep it moving.
100%, which makes sense why you don't be on you don't like social media, because he'll be, but I feel like it's impossible for me to do that. I wish I could do that, but all my revenue, my clientele, everything comes from social media.
I think the only social media that I really like is mine, and I post on that I barely even post on, like my TikTok.
And now they gonna be all on your TikTok now because you like.
Yeah, I really like. That's the one page that I actually run. You know, I promote stuff too. Like, you know, when they tell me promote this, I got it. But like, you know, and you can look on that account. You know, I had that account for almost 2 years now. I only post probably like 20 videos. I
don't even know how to use TikTok.
You don't?
I'm old. You know how to use TikTok?
Man, I've been having TikTok since. I've been having TikTok since like. I started with Musical.ly. I had Musical.ly at like 7. You know, before it even turned, you know, TikTok. But yeah, TikTok, music, like, that was always, you know, my field, you know, where, you know, I actually, you know, post some stuff at, because, you know, that's where, you know.
All right, so how you feel about this? Because this way big money at right now. This like where some of the biggest money at. Streaming.
Yeah.
Streaming. When we gonna get a Young Dill stream?
We just been talking about this.
Yeah, me and my
meetings with our team.
Yeah,
that's the next
level.
Twitch and
now
they say you want to do it. So
and you game too, right? You play games too.
I be gaming a little bit.
Them that too,
that's there.
Man, I was supposed to. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, man, time like I ain't gonna lie, I was supposed to start streaming right. I went over AMP crib because I was Chris. Chris is from Maryland. I don't know if you know Chris, but yeah, he a part of AMP. I went over their crib. Mind you, this is like 2 years ago. I'm like, bro, it's big, yo. I'm like, yo, y'all making me want to start streaming. Chris like, bro, start streaming, yo.
Easy.
I'm like,
it's gonna take off.
They just walked in the house like right. It just somebody like if all of us put together and got a rented a house and they just put their mind together, man, and do stuff stream every day. And
and that's all they do is, bro,
it.
highest paid entertainers right now.
Crazy.
Like this.
And it's just it is just showing the everyday life.
Like
it ain't like you gotta do extra stuff. Of course, some people they doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing, stuff like that. But just your everyday life, people want to see how you live. Of course, you want something personal, but everyday life, you outside having fun. People want to see that.
Streaming is on awards and everything.
Yup, you saw BET Awards.
Yeah.
For example, Reggie Speed. I was watching Speed.
Crazy, and Reggie from Baltimore, he took off too.
Man, I've been watching Speed since 6th grade when he was at 100K subscribers. He had 40 mil now. I've been watching Reggie since, I was from elementary school. Everybody know Reggie. And it's just so crazy, but
yeah, you have the whole package and you ain't doing it. So now I'm be on you about that.
Yeah.
Every time I see you, way to stream.
Yeah, my homeboys be like, bro, why you ain't start streaming yet? I'm like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's like,
because he don't want to be
go through every day. Like, yo, what you doing? What are you gonna stream?
Because it's like, and you at the perfect age for it right now.
They can do it.
Perfect age, because you got to think most of your crowd are younger. Most younger people are on all those platforms. It ain't like it's us. Yeah. We ain't the ones really on it.
I be with my homeboys almost every day, bro. I whip out a little streaming camera, bro. We outside our neighborhood chilling, freestyling, playing football, basketball, bro. I swear I just be bluffing. I ain't
you gotta get to it.
That's the balance part that he don't want to do it, so you gotta go with the.
100%. Give or take.
You do it.
When it's time to do it, we gotta do it for the work now. We gotta do it.
Now he'll buckle up and do it. So
because it's crazy. Because he's like I said, he's young. He might be one of them ones that get the next super big contract off of that. Because it's like, I feel like what you already doing, that's super easy promotion. Like promotion for everything you're doing, the streaming numbers, your music. That's gonna take the music. So now the music money coming in just because they hearing it on there.
We just try to take advantage of everything. When we on premieres, when I'm on another movie and stuff like that. Where can we see it? Where can we find you? Socials, what more you got coming up? Oh, you already know I'm already plugging everything.
Everything.
Of course, just to get more people, in.
But that's streaming the next thing. That's
I ain't gonna lie. I be bluffing.
We're gonna blame you then.
Yeah, you can blame.
Hops already put it on the schedule. You've been bluffing, so it's gonna get done.
You can blame me.
Got you. So, what's your 5-year plan? Next 5 to 10 years, where do you see yourself?
Man, no, you can go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
You want me to say what I think you should be doing, or you want to go first to tell them?
Yeah.
Because you get this question a lot.
Oh yeah, you can go first.
My 5-year plan is keep doing what he's doing because I like what he's doing, but get more involved with social media. I think that's my 5-year plan for him. Movies, music still. He should be touring by then. He should be in some of the biggest movies by then. That's my plan. And I want him to touch college a little bit if he can. He wanted to go to Howard.
Howard, yeah.
I think he should try to if he can't fit in the schedule. Yeah. Maybe or maybe not, because he should be here in 5 years.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
I want him to experience that. I didn't experience that when I was younger, so that's probably one of my goals for him. But if he can't, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't never too late for you either. I mean, it ain't for everybody though. Like me, I had my college schedule coming out of high school. I never went to college. I just went straight to work. Of course, I work in the medical field, and then I went straight there. Now I'm the manager, so run the whole department.
Absolutely.
No degree, which my job requires a degree.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So
my 5-year plan. Honestly, I'm cool with them just running my social media. It takes a little off of me. Honestly, I run a TikTok. Y'all run everything else.
To be on your side a little bit, most bigger people, they have social media managers.
Yeah, they do.
But it do make sense for you to be more personal with the fans.
I'm already
because they want to.
He don't want to go on live. He don't want to do nothing. I told him he should do it all the time. Why not?
All the time.
Yeah, they do have social media. Gifting the curse to that too.
Yeah, 100%.
Like companies always want to run your social media. You know what I'm saying? I think you're like 700K followers right now.
I'd rather
everything is money. Like, and that's what makes your fans leave, because you hit me up and asking me, oh, you should do this, but you got to pay me this. I just want to come on here to talk to you about regular stuff. You want me to pay you for, stuff just being.
And then do you want people to, man? You gotta always remember this. You build this from you.
100%.
So do you want to put it in somebody else's hands and let them run that for you?
Nah.
I ain't doing that yet.
Yeah.
And that's just the Annapolis, Maryland hood up in this real. I ain't doing that.
And
I never do that.
I have this conversation with them all the time, because they like, bro, you see, if here is only me.
Right.
Like, I might have employees, I might put in, people won't come shop here. People won't do nothing unless I'm here. And it's like, it's more so because they don't think they're going to get the same customer service I give them, which people have complained, oh, I don't get the same customer service, I ain't coming back unless you there. Like,
that's crazy.
And I be telling them, they be like, why don't you just hire people? I'm like, bro, I've tried. And it's like, I put them in here and it's not running how I need it to run. So now it's like, everything in here is like geared to me. Like, I literally have to do it. I'm trying to separate myself.
You could do that, but you could also, I always blueprint off LeBron James. Try to put your people on it. You got, it'll get a fuss in the family sometimes, but if you see some of them family members that you think are capable of doing that, try to mold them into doing that. Because they know what you want. You know what I'm saying? They closest to you. You probably can trust them more than anybody. I like to turn somebody I know to our cameraman. Man, go get some training on this. We'll pay for it. You be this.
I agree.
You go do this. You be this. And that's how that be the team I built. We got another team that's from your lawyers, and you're going to need all that from your agent. You're going to need that or assistant. But your whole team that deal with you day to day, man, bring that up from the ground up.
I definitely rather put people I already knew and grew up with on, with me than rather just look out for somebody I don't know for real. But besides, me wanting them to, run my page, my 5-year plan, man, still doing this, but still doing acting, rapping, NFL, all of that, sports, but even at a way bigger scale than this. 5 years, how old I'm gonna be? I'm 21 years old. 5 years, man, I'm trying to be way bigger, man. I'm trying to be out of this world. And honestly, I'm just, as I said before, when we was on the topic, I'm gonna try to, just keep it balanced. I might be bigger in either field at that time, but really though, I want to still keep doing both of them. It's what I love, it's what I've been doing, my whole career. So yeah, 5 years is even at a bigger scale. Award shows, me winning awards, me on bigger movies, me, hooking up with bigger artists, 21 years old, I'm a grown man now, so I'm trying to be even bigger. I have so many goals, dreams, aspirations that I want to accomplish, and really, my genuine goal is, just still being here. Honestly, I'm gonna still be living in Maryland at 21. Honestly, I'm not ready to move yet at all. I don't see me moving no time soon. But yeah, me just helping everybody. Me being way bigger than what I am now, 10 times bigger than what I am now. Yeah, that's just really the goal. That's what I'm pushing for.
Got you. One bit of advice, which he already know. You can't help everybody.
You're right.
Yeah,
I know.
You're
right.
Keep doing that, because obviously that's what I do. That's why a lot of people like me here, because I do help a lot of people. But you can help 3 million people. They'll still say you ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
I learned that a long time ago.
You can't help everybody.
You can't.
Go get caught up in nothing.
Don't get
just don't even the negativity. Just let it go out. Go in one end, go out the other.
I agree.
Right now, you try.
You try. If it don't work, it don't work. I tried
Don't
though.
figure how you want. Guess what y'all got to do? Figure out your own plan.
Yeah.
It's just real.
Yes, because my plan, like I say, people always ask me for advice, and I always tell them I can give you like the basis of everything, and you got to gear it to your life. Like everything that worked for me is not going to work for you. So you got to see what works for you and push that to the limit.
Absolutely.
Like, because people ask me for advice now, I tell everybody, I would, like me personally, I don't charge for knowledge. If I feel like I can teach you something, I'm just going to give it to you. I told them now these days, I said, y'all keep requesting me, don't even show up. You got to buy me lunch now. At least just buy me lunch, we can sit down for lunch and I tell you everything I know about anything. Opening a business, music, starting a clothing brand to the scale,
Yeah, My fault. What you
Go
saying?
ahead.
Oh yeah, as I get older, yeah, I really realize that now. When I was younger, you know, I ain't gonna lie, me, when I was younger, you know, I wanted to help everybody, you know. Man, you know, I want, like,
My friends, we going to the ice cream truck.
my mentality, like, for instance, what example, paid in full Ace. What he say? Hey, I want everybody to eat. That's really like how I want everybody to eat.
100%.
Honestly, everybody that I'm around, everybody I'm close with, you know, I want y'all all to be good. But as I get older, you know, I got an older mindset now. You know, I'm maturing. You know, I'm a teenager now. I really do realize, you know, you can't help everybody. You know, it just gets hard. You know, then you put yourself in, you know, an unwanted drama that really has nothing to do with you. But it's just, you know, so yeah, it really be like that. But yeah, you know, I still, you know, I would try, but you know, I know, you know, not everything gonna work out in 100%. My favor. But yeah, you know,
which is fine. So switching back to like the industry. Far as an artist and an actor, what is your dream collab for both?
You already know. My GOAT, Drake.
I already know Drake on the music tip.
You already know.
How about acting?
Acting? Dang, that's, I would say, alright, I would do young actors, then just an older actor that, you know, I just always watch my whole life, you know. So I would say either Denzel or Will Smith, you know, because, you know,
Will Smith?
Yeah, I met Will Smith, and, you know, I always, you know, people view young Dylan as the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in a way, just because, you know, the storyline of it. So yeah, you know, and I met Will Smith, you know, he gave me some advice, so I would definitely say Will Smith or, you know, Denzel. But younger actors, you know, my homeboys, you know, I want, you know, some Adam Sandler type stuff with all, in a movie with all this homeboys type stuff, like, you know, my young actor homeboys, you know, Jalen, you know, Amari, Amir, you know, EJ, all of them, you know, they actors and stuff like that, industry kids. So yeah, I would say, you know, older actors, Denzel, Will Smith. Younger actors my age, definitely like my homeboys that I hang around. We always talked about, you know, and dreamed about all having, you know, a collaboration in one movie, because it's the chemistry would be amazing, you know. They would love us.
Yeah, it's gonna be natural.
It's gonna be natural, like, you know. It will be hard.
That's dope, cause Adam Sandler do stuff like that.
Yeah, he do stuff, you know, put
the same homeboys in the same.
Exactly. Yup.
You gotta get to a certain stage to do that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I was gonna say that could be like you're 5 year, now you're 10 year ago. You gonna have your own production.
Real rap.
Own everything.
Michael B. Jordan, Will Smith can walk up in there and say they want this.
Yes,
definitely.
That's big though.
Yeah,
Mike. Budget probably $100 million for that movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Mike. Nah, I would love
we can start off on Tubi.
But yeah, I would love to work with Michael B. Jordan also. You know, very stand-up guy from what I see. You know, very professional. You know, and he also, I noticed that, you know, he, even though he's professional, he also know how to have fun. You know, he knows how to work well with, you know, kids from what I've been told. You know, my man's Papa J. You know, he's an actor. He played Lil Creed and Creed. So yeah, you know, I would love to work with Michael B. Jordan also.
Who do you think he should get a collab with, as far as musically, and like who, like if that's his dream collabs, who your dream collabs for him?
I think because to come up with Drake, I think that also, and I didn't talk to, you know, we got our inside talking to Drake, them people and everything.
It's my goat, man.
You never know, he could probably sign to them one day. You never know.
That would be crazy. And like I say, you know,
conversations.
You the first person from here that has. I haven't seen nobody go on that scale.
Right.
Of nothing.
Right.
It's probably, if it is somebody we don't know them, or they older. They just way older than us anyway. We wouldn't know.
And on the acting side, I think like a Kevin Hart type of thing. Like,
I agree. Okay, I feel that.
Comedy.
I feel what you're saying. Yeah, I feel that.
I think you're big. He big.
Yeah, Kevin. Oh yeah.
Huge.
Pause. Yeah, pause.
Can we say that on the video? We might gotta cut that part out.
Them kids get you with that.
They gonna body us on there for that.
I gotta cut that part.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely. Yeah, Kevin Hart definitely. He popping right now. You know, with Kai. You know, Drewski, all of them. So yeah. I would. Yeah, Kevin Hart. I agree. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, definitely.
I guess this might be a question for the fans. Will we ever see young Dylan in a football uniform again?
Nah. Whoa.
We see you in a football
in a movie.
Cause
in a movie, yeah.
All American.
That part was my thing when he was young. It's crazy because somebody local, I was talking to somebody like Drew who coached Old Mill, and we was always talking about that. Like, you know, I love football because I played football, but it was like a balance thing. Like, I think one time we was ready to fly out. We going up. What pound he was on? Probably like
12 you, 11 you, something like
11
that.
you, something like that. We got to hop off his plane, but we go to the
I know what you're talking about. Oh my
we
gosh,
gotta
I broke
fly
my
out to
arm, yo.
Go somewhere, right? And I'm like, he won't play. So we go to the game, he play. And the last play before we ready to jump on his plane, I'm grabbing
I
off
don't
the
even know what
field,
happened.
taking his equipment off and shooting to the plane, you know, in the airport. And he get hurt. And I'm like, man, he landed on this ground. I'm like,
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I don't even get like,
you know, I'm thinking about the bag we ready to get. We signed this contract, and he landed on there.
And we gotta be there.
nah, and I don't even, and that's the thing, I don't even get hurt like that. If I'm hurt in some sports like that, because, I be wanting to play, so if I'm hurt in some sports like that, yeah, I'm hurt. I had a little concussion, small, little minor concussion, but I definitely thought I broke something. I know what you're talking about, too.
I run around the field, pick him up. I'm like, that's it. Me riding
No
on
more football.
That
After
flight,
this.
it was like, you got to think, man, if you get hurt. And like I said, me talking to, it was a local guy that I was talking to, and he was like, yo, what if you could get hurt,
Yeah,
smart
bro.
kid, your brain, that's
I remember that play. I got dizzy.
And it
I
jeopardized
fell-
everything.
I just fell on the ground.
Doctors,
Yeah, I was cooked.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I'm like, I had made that decision, knowing that he loved it, but I'm like, you can't play no more, yo. Like, you can't.
It's all good.
I'm coaching him, you know what I'm saying? That's a bond too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we can't get that up.
It's all good,
Couldn't do it.
I grew up with most of my homeboys, I all see, a bright future for them. I love watching my homeboys that all play football, go private school, stuff like that, Get to watch them, pull up to the game, stuff like that. It's all good. But I'm still, even though I stepped away from football, I'm still involved with football.
Yeah, you is.
NFL.
You there
That's what
still.
I'm saying.
That's why I was saying, do you still like want to do it, or you just like being like,
That feeling that we on,
Man,
I be on there, but
You know-
I'd rather have him doing that, being an analyst.
or dad gonna,
at the Super Bowl.
or dad gonna be a coach. Dad gonna be a coach. Y'all might
Yeah.
coach. You might coach or something.
And
Like that. You never know.
Might get a team.
Yeah, get a team
Never know.
or start a youth team.
real. I did that.
Because
That's always my dream.
Annapolis, our youth team's so divided.
Yeah, I
We have-
agree.
It's 20 different teams.
I
We're not
agree.
even that big.
I support them too. You know.
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
100%.
Everybody, all-stars
I agree.
and all that, you know.
You know,
I say
yeah.
y'all always at the game,
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
That was definitely one of my dreams, That's also one of my dreams, also, starting something in Annapolis, like football team, high school, something like that, honestly. But yeah, I still get to do that now. Being an Eagles, I just watched my team win the Super Bowl. I'm on the field ready, drop a tear, like
That was crazy.
man.
I'm like, and I know y'all was going wild because I'm like,
top.
this man team, and they won the Super Bowl.
You gotta think, like-
and he reporting there.
You gotta think, 2 years ago, I watched them lose, and I had to interview these players after the game. Yo, I was hurt, but I did not want to go. Oh my gosh, 2 years ago, I'm on the field, got to interview this player. I'm ready to drop a tear in the background. I just saw Bradbury get a flag, the holding call to end the game. I'm hurt, yo. I'm like, yo, we lost. I go out on the field, I'm mad. I see Quez Watkins ready to drop a tear. I'm ready to drop a tear right with you, my boy. It's all good. But then 2 years later, I see my team win. I'm on the field, having the greatest time of my life. Talking to players, Saquon, all of them. So it's just a blessing, honestly. But even though I stepped away from football, I'm still in it. Like I'm still
100%.
working for it. I'm going to games, different games, meeting new players. I always wanted to be able to do something in the NFL because growing up, it was always the NBA, NBA All-Star, getting invited to NBA games, playoff games, meeting new players, which I love meeting NBA players. I met LeBron, Curry, all them, Kyrie, they all, knew me and stuff like that. But, I'm a football guy.
Yeah.
So, and my team is football, so I don't really got no NBA team. But yeah, football, definitely my fields. I would love to get into the analyst stuff. I'm kind of in it right now. I have to study the game.
Oh, you in it. You ain't kind of in it. You in
I
it.
always tell them too. I'm like, man, them analysts. Steve made them.
They make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I told you get into the. I always keep telling them.
I be going out dinner.
It ain't that hard either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really isn't.
And you just basically
You just
talk
gotta
about the
study the
sport,
game.
study the game, talk
Yeah.
about the
That
sport.
full experience too.
I want
cover
to.
all them avenues.
Yeah, cover
You know
everything.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got a couple fun questions. For the fans, just some fun questions to end it out with. Let me go. I already asked that. What's your go-to song when you just want to vibe out? And these questions can be for both of y'all.
Go-to song when I just want to vibe out. Like, say if I'm just in, like, if I'm just chilling in the room. I ain't gonna lie, definitely a Drake song. Gotta be a Drake song.
This man love Drake so
Right.
much. Drake
What
the
song?
GOAT though. What song though?
Yeah, what song you going to
I'm
on your playlist? I be stealing in the crib. When I hear him downstairs, I be like, okay.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
nice
I
right
remember
there.
that.
That's nice right there.
I would say, I ain't gonna lie, Dang, Music Soul Child 2 and I would say Jaded by Drake. Y'all don't know nothing about that. That's some, underrated. Oh yeah, well yeah, I think that was on Scorpion. Yeah, Jaded by Drake. Some calm stuff. Beat like the beat real melodic. On some calm stuff.
I'm a little older. I'm more R&B-ish. You know,
Okay.
you gotta take me back to that type. You know, I don't know what I'm gonna listen to. I might throw on that Usher Confessions or something.
To vibe out,
yeah, I'm a vibe out chilling.
Because when we go on road trips, I throw on that 2000s R&B playlist.
That's all you gotta do right there.
That's all you need. That's gonna get you where you too young for that.
Yeah.
Whoa, you don't know nothing about that yet.
I know.
Y'all get a little older, then you start listening to that. Then that's gonna be your vibe.
Usher or something, so
I'm more Music Soul Child. Y'all don't know nothing about that.
Like we wouldn't know what that is though. Who's the most famous person in your phone?
Who? I don't even remember. I don't even know. Who the most famous?
I ain't gonna say the most famous because all the famous people I got.
Y'all got the same numbers.
I got they number for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They in my phone. I'm gonna say who the most famous in your phone?
Give me that number.
Because that means you don't talk to them on a daily basis.
I don't.
I don't know who in there.
But I know you got somebody.
No, 9 times out of 10 is somebody that you be like, all right, we got the number. We probably ain't even text them or nothing yet. We just got the number yet in passing.
I ain't gonna lie, I forgot.
People like me having like Michael Urban in my phone. You probably didn't even think
Oh yeah, you got JB. Oh yeah, JB.
Yeah,
like Jim Brown. Like.
But I can say the most famous person that you talk to all the time, Nate.
Oh yeah, that I talk to all the time. And actually, I would say Nate Burleson. You know Nate Burleson. I would definitely say he's probably the most famous and most active person in my phone that we text. I be sending him TikToks like with like football stuff, because he all about football. So I be sending him TikTok stuff like that. He be calling me for his family, stuff like that. So yeah, I would say the most active, famous person in my song would be Nate.
Yeah,
I forgot everybody who gave me their number. There's a few people who gave me.
Don't say I know you got a million people numbers.
I hate when I get on a topic and then I just forget about everything for real. But yeah,
we closing out with Young Dylan. Let them know where they can find you at and anything else upcoming.
Got you. You can find me on mostly all social medias, official Young Dylan. You can find me on TikTok, official YD, and you can catch my shows. Tyler Perry's Young Dylan, NFL Slime Time, Kids Tonight Show, all streaming on Paramount Plus. And I also got a new movie called ELIO. I play Bryce. That comes out Friday. Kids Choice Awards. Saturday. Make sure you catch me on Kids Choice Awards, Nickelodeon. And also I got a new single dropping. Also it's on me. Also dropping Friday. So yeah, stay tuned. It's a lot of big stuff coming up. Just, stay tuned. Be prepared.
Yeah, it's on me.
Yes,
you already
sir.
know.
Appreciate y'all for coming through.
Already.
You already know. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Already.